Welcome back to America! Because for summer of Series 27 you can go ahead and get yourself the Corvette Z06 from 2023 for just 20 points. How it's different to the Z08 I will never know. This thing has 760 brake horsepower, 460 foot-pounds of torque and weighs a whopping 3,557 pounds, so it's very hefty. And to be honest, it just looks really cool with the aero at the front and a little wing at the back. The side profile is basically the same as your Camaro, or not your Camaro, what am I saying, your Corvettes, or also the Corvette E-Ray. Going to the inside, it does look pretty cool. Of course, you've got some buttons, you've got a couple screens, and of course that really cool looking rev meter. But now let's go ahead and take a listen to this thing. So here we're now over at the upgrade shop. We're going to jump straight to conversion and over to engine swaps. We've got a few for this thing. We've got a 5.2 litre V10, we've got a 6.5 litre V12, we also have got ourselves a racing V12, a 7.7 litre V12, and a racing 7.2 litre V8. So we've got mostly V12s for this thing, which is quite interesting, but we'll come back to those in just a little bit. Oh, and if you want, you can go ahead and twin turbo this thing too, or supercharge it. However, the first thing we're going to do with this thing is we're going to go ahead and make this thing at the top of S1, and we're going to make a road race build from it. Going to aero and appearance, what do you have for the front? Just Forza aero at the front, which does make it look aggressive, but also kind of sad with the tow hook. And at the back, it's just a Forza wing. That looks awful. So here we are now at 3,521 pounds with 683 horsepower, and we've only spent 20,500 credits. Why do you have 8 gears? So going over to the paint shop, we've got nothing in advance, and what do we have for manufacturer colours? We've got ourselves a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colours for this thing. That blue does look very nice, and this over here is our favourite Horizon Ketchup Red. And now in a change to the programme, we're going to be using a brand new race route to test this thing on. Now, I was comparing this thing to the Z08 earlier, and that is, you know, a pretty decent comparison considering they're both, you know, Chevrolet Corvettes, and they look pretty much identical. But I do like the little sort of racing accents on this thing more. I think the vent sort of cover thing on the side was a different change. I know the front splitter and the rear wing definitely were added onto this one instead of the other one, but I really like how this looks thinking about it. And away we go, and of course it's chucking it down because we're British and it's trying to make me feel at home. But let's go ahead and try out this new race route. We're up against 11 other drivers and a car that we've not even driven yet. Alright, out of the turn from the roundabout and we're up in 4th. My capture car's probably not going to like the trees, but oh well, it's just going to have to suffer. And in case you're wondering, yes, this still does take quite a lot of the same route as the Descenso Dorado Sprint, which is one I use quite a lot. But, yeah, it's nice to switch things up every now and again, isn't it? Okay, and past BAC Mono we go. And honestly, it's 39%, and we're already in first place for this thing, which is pretty cool indeed. Brake! Nothing happened, everything's fine. Please don't call Chevrolet. If I'd have known this was going to be in the damp, I'd have picked a different track. Let's see, another sharp turn, and oh, there's the BAC Mono. And back past the Mono we go. Alright, the finish line is just here, and across we go with the first drive, or the first race in the Z06, and a first place too, with a time of 2 minutes 44. Well, quite a performance put in there by the Chevrolet Z06, but now we're going to go ahead and throw in a 7.7 litre V12, and we're going to go ahead and also a twin turbo that, and go and see what kind of power this thing can make, because we're going to make it a drag build. Okay, so it turns out going with the racing V8 made much better horsepower. So now here we are with the updated stats of the drag build for this thing with 2,979 pounds and 1,356 brake horsepower. This thing is going to be nuts. By the way, that's a word we English use to also mean crazy. Oh, I just realised I kept this thing rear-wheel drive. Oh no. So here we are now over at the back of the festival. Let's go ahead and get a wheelie check from this thing. Do we get anything? No, not really. Right, over to the drag strip we go. GTR speed camera. Well, we're not a GTR, but we are aiming for a camera. And in 3, 2, 1, away we go. Right, let's go ahead and see what this thing does. I kind of just forgot words existed for a second because I'm concentrating on not absolutely spinning this thing off into the nearest wall. Let's go ahead and see what we get. We get 200 through the camera, and what do we get off the end of the runway? We get 219 miles an hour, which is actually not bad at all. And now I need to go ahead and make some adjustments to this thing. Yes, also known as redoing the entire thing. Okay, back to race tyres, and somewhere we should also have, where is it? I have lost where everything has gone. That's not a good sign, but we need some race springs and dampers, and then hopefully that should be all we need. And now I present to you Forza Horizon Mustard. I regret this already. Anyway, taking a look at this week's Forza Horizon shop, we've got the Hennessy Venom GT for 550 Forza points. We've got the USA Race Gloves, the classic Running Man emote, the Dodge Challenger RT from the 1960s, the Horizon Super Wheel Spin alongside the regular Horizon Wheel Spin. Okay, here we are now at the edge of the motorway, so let's get ready and away we go. Oh no, that's a lot of wheel spin. The thing I find interesting is this thing has a sort of redone roll cage, right? The little holes and stuff at the side there. That's something that the older roll cages in these cars never used to have in this game, which is actually pretty cool. It's showing that they're starting to pay a little bit more attention to detail. And any second, out of the speed zone at 243.92, which is actually pretty speedy for this thing, and we narrowly missed a voucher. Next up, we've got a downhill and speed camera to go, so let's get going. Okay, where's the camera? It is just there, 250.21, and now we go downhill doing 251, 252, 253, 254, my brain is breaking, 255, and just like that, we've found our top speed, and that voucher we actually did find. Oops. I'm just gonna go run away now. But first, we've got to take this thing sideways, so up to our descent we go, and in we go, over 1,300 brake horsepower, and I've already nearly spun it. Oops. Right, let's try and see if we can keep going and get out of the speed zone with a decent score, and then I'm going to retune this thing. And out we go at 35,435, which is actually pretty good to be honest, considering I don't know how to drive this thing very well. Alrighty, here we go, going back the other way. Let's try and see if we can not spin this thing and beat a score of 35k. Hopefully we'll do alright. We're going very sideways, and out the other side at 35,319 points. So it seems that 35k is kind of about the average for this thing with this amount of power. However, that is going to be it from me for the Mustang Mobile, also known as the Z06 Corvette. I hope you've all enjoyed. This thing is honestly pretty cool, and if you have one of these for yourself in Horizon 5, go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think, but if you don't, it's certainly worth picking up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, thanks for watching. Seg out. See ya. To space with you!